Mostly down. I just got some odds and ends to pack away and gonna work out and was gonna take the dog for a walk, but it's a nice day, which leads me to the assumption I'm going to run into people that will not leave either him or me alone. So I'm not even gonna bother. Do want to talk a little bit about the news about Star Wars and the gaming. I guess Lucas Games is teaming up with, let me look around. Let's find Geeks and Gamers. That's not it. See what these guys have to say. It, yeah, it's very interesting to me. But Lucas Games ends its EA Star Wars era. It's they're basically going to other companies now. That's fine. I can't remember. I can't find a story with that. Who knows? I mean, so one thing about that I know Jedi Fallen Order is that at least there was a white male ginger protagonist, which I know is driving the NPCs crazy, but anyway, it's it's just really interesting that that's happening, and then of course we've got you know the rumors going on that there's a civil war going on at Lucasfilm. I'm not saying it's an open warfare. That would be very unprofessional. But I do believe that there is a hostility and there are factions going on there. And I do think that the SJWs who really fucked everything up are in a corner now. You know, regardless of what Pablo Hidalgo's job situation is, him lashing out at Star Wars Theory is a big indication. Okay. I've always said this, I'll say this again. What a man does is more important than what he says. Okay. Pablo lashing out at Star Wars Theory is an action. And it says more about what he, his feelings about what's going on with Star Wars than anything else. And then this came over. Anna, that Star Wars girl, posted about the Charles Soule was freaking out that, oh my God, High Republic is sold out. It's just like that. No, it's not. 200,000 copies being bought by retailers is not a success. What is a success is if they can sell them. And she went and looked at her Target, and they didn't sell any. So she's going. I mean, I don't know what the word was from the other Target that she went to, but I may later today or tomorrow go and look at ours. To be honest, I bet you $1,000 we didn't even get any here. Okay, you know, I wouldn't. I mean, I take it downstairs and put it in the bird pile. Why? Why have it? Why? Why? So yeah, so it's not a success. It's very interesting that here's the thing. There are people in this world that you can explain net versus gross, net pay versus gross pay, net box office versus gross box office, what a success looks like. And they don't understand it. They don't understand money. They don't understand A, how it's earned, B, what sells. If they're in retail, and I'm going to say this, comic book authors and authors out there, if they're working in a high profile franchise, They're retail salesmen. They're selling a product. They don't know how to do it. And everybody I know who's looked at the novel Light of the Jedi is like, it's not a good product. So Solei's running around telling everybody it's sold. It hasn't sold anything. I mean, it just. So I wouldn't. It's too funny. Now I'm gonna jump on something else for a little bit because I am a huge Sex in the City fan. All right. Yeah, I know you guys are going, oh gosh, you talk about sluts in the city. Yes, I do. But only for a little bit. When it came out, I was living in DC. When it was popular, I was living in DC. Okay, I'm back. Okay, great. All right, I'm back. So I was living in DC and, dating and the show was for women in their early 30s, mid to that sort of older. You haven't found your man yet. You go through a lot of different things. She was my favorite character, Carl. I mean, she really was. And a lot of it, there was a lot of meaningful talk on there. And the thing I liked about it was, it was classy. I mean, you want to compare Sex and the City to girls. Sex and the City is the golden era of Hollywood compared to slutty fat pigs in the city, which was girls. Lena Dunham's shit. Anyway, keep going. So anyway, that show really meant a lot to a lot of us. And, I think we all had the one that got away. And I had a couple, and that's fine. But my favorite character was Carrie. I, for some reason, identified with her. My other favorite was Samantha. And the reason simply is this. You want your friends to be brutally honest. She was brutally honest. Brutally honest. She did whatever she wanted. And she didn't run around acting like a liberated bitch. She was. Without saying it, she was. Compare that to her friend Miranda, whom I don't know a lot of people who liked Miranda. Miranda was just... Oh, Kim Cattrall is great. She really is. And a really cool lady, too. Contrast that with Cynthia Nixon. I mean, they should just call it Dykes in the City. I mean, she's just... God, she's weird. And her character was always so goddamn mad at everything and everybody. I mean, unfriendly, mean reptile. Just a snake. And of course you have Charlotte, whom was dumber than a box of rocks. I mean, gonna say this. Charlotte York Goldenblatt was a moron. A moron. Just stupid. But anyway, so they're making a new kind, they're rebooting it of them being in their 50s, and I can't remember what they're calling it. It's something like, and then this and that, or something like that. And that was that, or something. And Kim Cattrall is not coming back. And there's gossip out there that she and Sarah Jessica Parker hate each other. And Kim Cattrall was the one that came out and said it. Now, Sarah Jessica Parker was like, no, I don't hate her, blah, blah, blah. But I gotta say this. I really believe Kim Cattrall. If you watch the press of Sex and the City when the show started, and it kind of got rolling into its second and third year, Kim Cattrall was the one everybody watched. Because what else insane shit is she gonna do? And what other bits of hell bitch wisdom is she gonna drop on these idiots? And she dressed great. She had a model's body. She was obviously the most beautiful one there. And when I look at what she kind of said about what was going on in the set, I sensed that she felt like an outsider, that the other women were really jealous of her. It's just, and it's too bad because the show really needs her. It really, I mean, so today there's a rumor out there that Jennifer Coolidge, remember Stifler's mom, is going to play the kind of Samantha role in this. And I'm like, she already did play. She already was in Sex and the City. She played an insane woman whose husband dumped her and was making these really ugly purses to sell. Like she's taking her drapes and shit and turning them into purses. I mean, Samantha holds this really gross thing up, this ugly thing up, and goes, I wouldn't carry this if it was a colostomy bag. You know, I mean, nasty. So, you know, it's like, guys, just don't do this. If you need the money, come up with something new, okay, with different characters. But don't do this anymore, okay? It's not going to go over well. They really need Cynthia. They really need Kim Cattrall. Thing about it is, I think they're probably going to kill her off. They're probably, I mean, because the last year of Sex and the City, Samantha came down with breast cancer and went through the chemo and everything and came out with cancer free, but it's still, you know, you don't, that stuff does come back. So I wouldn't doubt they're gonna kill her off, so she can't come back. But anyway, I am kind of disappointed in that. But it's, you know, if Cattrall isn't lying, and I don't think she is, those women, those three women are bitches. But anyway, back to Star Wars. So anyway, it's gonna be very interesting the next few months. There's that rumor out there that Kennedy's contract is up in at the end of this month. You know, then we've been told there are lots more big announcements coming. You know, I would hope it kind of has more definition to what is going on. You know, there's a lot of arguing going on about, is there a retcon happening? What's going on at Lucasfilm? You know, like I said, there are two definite camps. The one that is taking Star Wars in a better direction under Favloni, and with, you know, Lucas hovering over them like, you know, Yoda's ghost. And, you know, the now getting more isolated every day Kennedy camp. Okay, who knows? I mean, who really knows? Do they, you know? And everyone's like, well, even if she leaves, she's still attached because she's a producer. Yeah, but she's not running Lucasfilm anymore. Who cares? You know, here's a big thing, and no one's talked about this. Spielberg walked away from Indy 5. The person who has the last say in the script and how it's going to be filmed is Harrison Ford. There's no sign of, you know, any influence to the point of cringe of Kennedy in that last statement. I really think that she lost his friendship and patronage. I really think that she's lost. I mean, when you hear these people like Matt Kadish and others saying that she's the most powerful woman in Hollywood, it's like, is she? Is she? Really? Why? I mean, where's your proof? Where's your proof? Okay. Because I don't see it. I don't think you guys see it either. I don't see it anymore. You know, she was probably the one that wanted Patty Jenkins for Rogue Squadron, and the way, I've said this before, the way Wonder Woman 84 crashed and burned. I don't think she's going to be the director. I think they'll bring in a guy. Okay, and sorry to say this, girls. You know, the woman that's directing Obi-Wan, she did a couple of Mando features, at least one last year, and she said, "I am a director. I am not a female director." That's the kind of person you want directing your film. You don't want someone like Patty Jenkins with her big fat ass and her pear-shaped body. And I mean big fat ass. I mean, she's tiny up here and then she's like that. Screaming about whammon. It's like, I'm bored. I'm really bored. Please shut up. Just shut up. You know, so I expect them to replace her. I really do. I think I mean, they're saying they don't think Cleopatra's going to happen now. I mean, there's a real danger that and something else she was working on wasn't going to happen. But it's really interesting. It's sort of like the Ryan Johnson effect. Right when Wonder Woman 84 came out and started to look really cringe, they announced that she was getting a third try at this. It's like, it kind of reminds me of Ryan Johnson's trilogy, wherever that may be. Matthew Kadish, if you can get me proof, direct evidence, even hardcore circumstantial evidence that he's working on anything, please be my guest, okay? You know, the guy started a new film company, and Carrie Hart's actually working for him now. I'm sure he'll have a job opening for Pablo Hidalgo. He hasn't, that company hasn't made a movie yet. I mean, they haven't even, I don't think, even really started developing anything. It's very strange. He's a very, I mean, you know, I think after Knives Out came out, everyone's like, that's okay, Ryan. You can go back to doing shampoo commercials now, okay? I really think so. I mean, he was part and parcel of the downfall of Star Wars. You know, him and Kennedy and JJ. And JJ, because he knows who to blow, goes from, let's see, trashes Star Trek, trashes Star Wars, and now he's going to trash the DCEU. Have fun, guys, if you're a DC fan. Hope you like watching everything you like to crash and burn, because that's what's going to happen, okay? JJ can't help himself. He is not a good storyteller. He is not creative at all. At all. The only thing he's got is Steven Spielberg in his corner, and that's it. Okay. Anyway, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, there's, you know, I don't really see anything really crazy going on. I do know that Minds.com got a warning from that little Nazi that runs Google, telling them that, it's basically threatening them with deplatforming off of out of their player store. So they took everything. They took down their app. All right, and trying to figure out what to do. And one of these days, someone's going to come up with an alternative to Google. It's going to be big, and they're not going to be holding to anybody. And that's where those guys will go. Okay, but I do think that it's time for the big monopolies, Disney, Google, Facebook, to be broken up. And I do believe strongly that Twitter's imploding anyway. I mean, what's the point of it? Anyway, kind of wanted to jump in and say hi. I know this was a short one. I'm really kind of tired. I want to go and get my workout in. So anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Behave, be good. And I will see you all around the galaxy. See you around, guys.